Good morning, everyone, and welcome to round 4 of the 30th edition of the Space Coast Open Chess Festival. I'm very excited to be back, bringing you hopefully some exciting chess commentary. We'll see about that. But let's remind everyone where this tournament takes place, what's going on, and who's in the lead for those of you who are just joining in for the first time now. So the tournament actually takes place in Florida. It has $20,000 prize fund, and it's started on Friday. It had 2 rounds yesterday, 2 rounds today. The next round and final round will be later today at 3:30 p.m. And they had 6 different sections, the open section, as well as 5 other sections for rating categories. And my favorite thing for the tournament was the fact that they were giving brilliancy prizes and top upset prizes. I believe there were quite a few upsets so far, so it kind of interesting. And I'm very thankful once again to the organizers for having me once again comment on this tournament. I think it's my 3rd or 4th year in a row. So I'm always looking forward to this one because there's always, exciting chess being played. So, being here is great. And welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining in. Jake, Capolavoro. All right. So, French grammar. Oh, no. You remind me of the time that I wrote my book and someone kind of messed it up. Let's review a little bit about the standings. So yesterday, you guys may remember, Eric Rodriguez was the only one who won. So he's the only player with 3 out of 3. And I actually thought he would be paired against one of the grandmasters, but because of the colors, he's actually paired against International Master John Ludwig, who won yesterday against International Master Mikhail Zlotnikov, if you guys may remember that game. So one player only with 3 points. Let's see if he's going to be able to hold his lead, or at least maintain the share lead with the others. Then we got how many players? 8 players with 2.5 points. They will be paired against one another, and it's becoming, like, you can clearly see it's quite a strong tournament, and it will be nice to see. I don't know if it will be nice to see a different winner. I don't know whom we're rooting for. I'm not rooting for anyone, but if anyone in the chat is rooting for someone in particular, do let me know. We'll try to focus on those games. We have 6 games that are broadcasted live, so we should be able to see all of these games being played live. So without further ado, let's get into the games. The players have already started, so we do want to make sure that we are not staying behind. As usual, I like to get started with the opening stage just to catch up with every single game, and then we'll dive deep even more into what is going on in each one of those games. So on board 1, we have International Master John Ludwig playing against FIDE Master Eric Rodriguez. So Eric is again the only player with 3 out of 3, and looks like he chose the French. We have a Tarosh variation of the French. This tends to be, I used to play this with the black pieces. I think it's quite an okay line for black to play b3. Okay, that's a surprise move for me, but I guess you kind of have to. You have various ways to try to stop a4. So I think, what a French. Well, Capolavora was mentioning he's had some French grammar to correct, so I guess we're not getting rid of the French, mister. It's a special surprise just for you. You have to watch an actual French on the board as well. Hopefully that's not a problem. Wow, White is definitely into an attacking, fighting mode, and I were too if I were half a point behind and wanted to have some chances to win or share this the first place with some of the other players who are trailing the top board. Here, these positions scare you with both sides? Yeah, tell me about it. Me too sometimes. But I used to play the French as a kid, and I kind of liked it actually for a while, and then I was like, I want to play with a little bit more space, just a tad more space. So I kind of switched from it, but you know, it's kind of a good opening to have. A5, B3. Queen C7. Okay, so I'm assuming B6, bishop A6 is going to be planned. French is for people who fear tactics. Oh my god, no. No, take that back, please. I love tactics. I love tactics. I disagree. I'm sorry. This might be the first time I'm disagreeing with you, Capolavoro, but I don't know. I used to play this. In my family, my dad is quite aggressive, and he used to play the French. So I don't know if I agree with you. You can get tactical positions from the French too. You know, it's not like you cannot do that. But anyways, especially for white, maybe black will have to defend a bit. I'm not familiar with this particular position at all, but it seems that both players are a bit, considering the amount of time they spent here. So we'll be back. We'll be back to catch up. Let's see. Oh, the players have not come to the game on this one, or maybe there's a transmission error. What have we got here? Ooh, all right. Was it 4 knights? 4 knights. I call this 4 knights scotch. I don't know how it's called, but this is going to be Sabina's way. Bishop b4, takes, bishop d3. Okay. Yeah, I know this line. I used to play this line with black. It usually is... If white knows, I mean, if both players know, I think this would go to a draw. Ah, he took back like that. Okay. Bishop g4 is an alternative. I actually have played this myself. And if you play f3, bishop h5, and if you take the pawn, if you think you can take it, then there's queen d4 check, king h1, and then we're taking the pawn back. This queen will recapture the pawn in c3, and okay, you will eventually chase this queen away. You'll have the bishop pair, but typically this this leads to a draw. I think it's been analyzed quite in depth. I haven't seen games more recently unless you're trying to get the draw because the rook gets activated, bishop b2. White has some chances, but Grandmaster Nicola, I think he's probably trying to play for some advantage. So c6, queen f3, rook b8. So he has not rushed to capture in c3. From what I remember about Theodore, because I've seen him play in a few tournaments where I commented on, he seems to be pretty good with opening theory, and also I think he's coaching a lot. So sometimes when you're coaching a lot, you have to spend more time to help your students, and by doing that, you're actually going to help yourself to memorize more things or prepare more things, especially opening wise. So I think this is he's probably quite familiar with this. But okay. We also have Grandmaster Kolamitkov, who's been a pretty good coach for many years. Okay, we'll see whether black will be able to get any kind of advantage out of that game. Rose is playing against Ryan, so let's see. So Ryan drew yesterday against Brejes Chakrabarti, if you remember that reverse Benoni kind of. So he switched into a Catalan. Queen d3, b6, e4, bishop a6. Yeah, this tracks the move b3. And we are into this position where black kind of has to decide whether they will capture in e4 or c4. Regardless where you take, you know, we'll get similar positions where white has a bit of center. But I think if you take in c4, takes, and then you go e5, that's typically how it should be played. We might go d5 and have a bit of space in this one. Casual, hey! How's the madness going on the board? No madness so far. We've had a French so far, and we've had a game that did not start. Oops, looks like it started, so I can go back to it and check. And then we also had a Scotch. You saw that game probably. 4 night Scotch, and now Catalan. This game was a Grunfeld. Queen b3. Okay, transpose it to some kind of exchange variation. I'm not super familiar with this variation for white, but okay, with the queen in b3, you're trying to keep pressure to make it difficult for black to develop that bishop. So they might need to play e6 at some point to protect d5, in which case that bishop will not be able to cover both of these two diagonals. So that's... we'll see. And lastly... oh, we don't know what's going on over here. Maybe the players just came to the board, or this delay. And this game looks like it was a Sicilian because we hadn't seen it. What kind of Najdorf, of course. What else can you expect these days? You're either going to see a Najdorf or you're going to see some kind of deviation from the open Sicilian. What's the idea behind Queen b3? The idea behind Queen b3 is to put pressure in the... develop the queen, keep the pressure here, so I think that bishop doesn't get developed. I think typically they go bishop g5, rook c1. I think that's usually what's happening here. But I used to play not queen b3. I remember as a kid I was not very good with memory. With my memory, I have a memory. My memory is great for a bunch of things, just not for opening memorization. I don't know why. If someone can tell me what switch I need to flip so that I can, you know, start memorizing openings really well, that would be amazing. I would be eternally grateful to you if that actually worked. But as a kid, I remember I was playing this line e3 castle and then b4. So the idea was that white was trying to get a bit more space on the queen side. You haven't played c5 yet. In a way, it's kind of stopping c5. But with time, I realized that if black goes a5, you cannot play a3 to hold on to the pawn. Of course, that would be ideal if you actually could play a3 and take back with the pawn, but you cannot, because you lose the rook on the pin. So you have to go b5, and then the ideas were that you were trying to go queen b3, bishop a3, and just develop the queen side, get the rook out from this very unpleasant diagonal, bishop e2, castle, and then you will have gained quite a lot of space on the queen side, and then, you know, you can just... taking d5, double up on the file, and just do well. But then with time people started figuring it out, and if they play c5, you take en passant and you get something, but it's like, it's not that much for white really. Go bishop e2 castle, bishop a3, queen b3 doesn't even make sense anymore because there'll be knight d7 or knight a6, rook b8. So in a way, you know, you're just kind of stopping them from going c5, but they will go again, you know. They went once, you took en passant, they will go again. So you don't really escape that. That's why you really need to try to go fast, bishop a3. I think it's actually bishop a3 here, my bad. Because you're trying to stop c5, and then when they do something like that, you go rook c1 fast to make sure that you're not staying on that. A lot of the times in the Grunfeld with white, you need to make sure that c5 and the pressure in the center is not going to affect the fact that you have the rook on the corner. So you do something like this, and then you proceed with the development. Like, that's usually what happens. But with the queen in b3, okay, this is a different line. With the queen in b3, you're kind of doing something similar. So you're putting pressure in d5, right? And attracting black to make a decision. Are they going to play c6, which will stop them from playing c5? Or they will take, in which case, okay, you take back, but again, you stop them from playing c5. So this is the point. A lot of the times, I think that's the main thing that you have to remember. So that's the idea. I'm not saying it's the best, I'm not saying it's the worst, it's just an idea, and I hope it's explained. I hope it answered your question, Casual. Did it? Maybe it didn't. It's typical Sabina. Deflecting the question. Actually, I wish I was better at deflecting questions. Okay. So we kind of caught up. We have some. You like the queen b3 to keep the fianchetto bishop locked, and yeah, but it's just temporary cash. I mean, okay, it's not really temporary because after that you do take in d5, but now when you take, it's like an exchange Slav. You know, you just gave them that freebie square. I want to go into politics. Oh no, 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 no. No, 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 no politics for me. No, 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 no. I don't think I could do it. You have to be like really good at explaining specific things, and I don't think I'm good at that. The Excel deflecting questions. Well, maybe I should. Maybe I should try. I'm not sure. I don't think I would be good at that. Don't you like me better doing commentary? Come on. Why would I go into politics when I can just do commentary? I mean, this is way more fun. Yeah, I'm lying. I don't know about lying. As a kid, apparently, I was doing a pretty good job at lying. My mom would know when I would lie, so I was not doing a good job for that. And it's good because, you know, you should not lie to your mom. But, yeah. Maybe I should get into politics. Or, I don't know. Bishop f4. Bishop f4, knight c6. It's gonna be the answer probably, or castle, one of the two. And knight b5 doesn't do anything, by the way. I think. Right? I can just go there. Yeah, I need to learn how to deflect questions. What's the best way to deflect a question? The problem is I have this tendency of deflecting questions by repeating the question and making it sound like, you know, it's I asked the question first. And I've done that once and I really annoyed one of my friends. I was asked, I think, something like, so what's the kind of communication that you like? That's what I expect you to tell me. And then I answered, so what's the communication that you like? Well, I thought that was just an advice as what I should ask, so I asked, and then apparently they got really annoyed because they were asking me, but I didn't get it. Yeah, you're right. I should pretend like I don't hear it. If there's a topic that I'm not ready to talk about and I see it in the chat, I just don't read what it says. I don't read it out loud. I read it. I just don't. I pretend like I didn't see it. Are they still your friends? I don't know. I guess I'm gonna find out tomorrow. Because that happened quite recently, so maybe we're not friends anymore. No more friendships. The best way to ruin a friendship: ask your friend the exact question they asked you 5 seconds ago and see how they react. If they get a good laugh, you're good. You're on the right path. If they don't, well, you knew. It was never there. Okay. So we'll see knight c6, right? Knight c6 here after e3. Bishop e2. Yeah, what's black gonna do? What is black gonna do with the bishop in c8 is the question. It's queen b6. If you play something like queen b6, white will get a bit of advantage here with that pawn being weak. We'll have ideas with bishop c7 and such. By the way, I believe today is Mother's Day. So, in case don't forget to wish your mothers Happy Mother's Day if you still have your mothers. I wish I had mine, but I don't. I mean, I have her in disguise. I hope. I hope. Yeah, I don't know something else for black. Knight c6 seems pretty good. So this was a close kind of Catalan transferring into some kind of reversed, maybe we can say Philidor or something. Knight h5 for the other game. But okay, if you go knight h5, can I just take and take? Isn't that a freebie? I think I can take it. I don't think he can go for that. Weird, Caro. No, it's just close, Caro. White didn't want to dive into those main lines, so it shows a more, you know, quiet approach. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, I've seen a lot of people attempt to play that line. I think it's pretty good. This is going to be a very interesting and important game for the standings and everything. This is definitely a game that we want to see because, I mean, this move is kind of not stopping, but delaying black's castling because you see that pawn going h5, h6. You might envision g4, f5. But black needs to figure out how they're gonna do things on this side of the board first. Maybe b6, bishop a6, f6 now. It doesn't feel good at this point. h4 feels like alpha 0. Definitely does, yeah. It's got some alpha 0 vibes. But yeah, like here, bishop e3, and then at some point black will probably take. But if you play b6, this knight is a problem. If you play f6, I don't touch anything. I just let you, like, I just develop. I want to be back at that game because, oh, okay, we have more opening theory moves. Bishop e2, cautious. A cautious line against the Najdorf. Castle, castle, f4. Yeah, we've seen this pawn structure before. a3, knight d7. And now, okay, what do you do with white? I've seen ideas like this in the past. Queen e1, queen g3. Just letting you take in f4, so I take back with the bishop, and then I want to go rook d1, put some pressure. The only thing I'm not a huge fan of is this knight in b3. I don't know if that's the line. Actually, let me check. Is that the line? Yeah. I think it is. It says knight b3 as the main one. Okay, so I guess that's the main. Ah, but it wasn't f4 here. It was bishop e3 as the main line. And I think we've seen something similar yesterday in Grandmaster Midko's game. Like with bishop e3, putting pressure, and then you have the opportunity to bring in your knight towards b6. And yeah, then queen d3, rook d1, and maybe at some point you'll still play a f4, but I believe, you know what, like from a positional standpoint, I feel that oftentimes whenever someone plays the Najdorf and leaves this square behind with white, we need to make sure we control that square before they get to play bishop d7. Sorry, before they get to prepare to play d5. We do not want them to end up playing d5. New to chess, what do I need to work on? Oh, great. What do you need to work on? Oof. Well, first of all, you need to make sure you know well the way all the pieces move. Like, that's big. If you like spending time online, you definitely can use Lichess, lichess.org. It's a simple free website that you can create an account to, and then they have quite a few things to get you started with making sure you're practicing those moves. Like, first you need to know the moves pretty well. So you're gonna go to learn on Lichess, and then you're gonna click on chess basics. So you're gonna do that first. You're gonna go through all of those things that they offer for free, and after that you will have to do a lot of tactics, pattern recognition tactics, to learn tactical motifs. Those are the first things you're gonna do, and after you do all of that for a few months, you come back here and I'll give you more advice as to what to do next. You gotta make sure you're getting a good sense of the game first before you dive into anything else, in my opinion. I actually started working with a student who's really at the beginning completely. I usually don't take students who are completely at the beginning, but it's this girl that I knew for many years. We became friends, but we never stayed in touch. But now she wanted to learn, and I said, okay, I'll take you from basics, and we'll see what we get. But I emphasize on that quite a lot. And it takes time. And if you don't practice, you have to practice every day too. You need to make a plan and stay disciplined to it. That happens at all levels. Nathan. Is that Nathan? Is it supposed to be Nathan? Yo. What kind of hi is that? How old are you? I don't know people who greet me with yo. That sounds a bit... Are you my age? If you are, fine. It's accepted. If you're much younger, nope. Not... No rest days. Yeah, you must be, bro. Why are people calling me bro? I don't get it. I don't like that. You're stuck at 1900? Well, first of all, you have to change your mindset about yourself. Okay? Make goals, small goals, and look at it. You know, after a few months, add knowledge. Bro. Add knowledge, bro, to your knowledge. Kids. Chess dream is over? Why are you so negativistic? Come on. Come on. I'm the only one who's allowed to do that. You seem to be young based on the way you're writing, so no. Chess dream is not over. You just need to put in the time. Exactly. Yes. Yes, I like that couple. Look in the mirror. I'm smart. I'm good. I'm intelligent. I got this. I beat everyone. That's what who is doing that? You know that boxer, famous boxer, what's his name? Oh, someone help me out. I think Muhammad Ali. He was doing those things. He was looking in the mirror and saying those, you know, statements to himself. And well, okay, Rocky, Valentin, hey. Well, Rocky in the movie, yeah, but there was actually, like, I think Muhammad Ali, right? And what was his name before he changed it? Cassius Clay, yes. My mom was saying Cassius Clay, and then I was like, I googled it one time and was trying to get inspirational speeches, and then I was like, Muhammad Ali, and I was like, who is that? And then I realized it's the same person. Lawrence Trent? No. Lawrence Trent, please. I got the link to the stream from Leeches. How long does it take to become like Magnus? Oh, wow. Depends how much time you have, man. Depends how much time you have to dedicate on chess. I don't know how much time you have. And how old are you also? Like, that depends too. Magnus learned quite early, and he's a genius. I don't know if we're all geniuses. 50,000 years for the average person? Oh my god. You're breaking everyone's dreams there, couple. Every opponent you play is Magnus? Come on. Come on. I think I just met a person who is more dramatic than I am. I thought I was the only one. So dramatic. No. You can't beat my drama. Yeah, you need to look in the mirror and say, I got this. I can do it. And you do it. You don't just say it. You just do it. Memorize your openings. You're 1900, you said, right? Memorize your openings well. Play practice games. Study after a plan. Make up a plan and do it. We want a drama on the board, not the... Oh, casual! That hurt! You hurt my feelings! What? Oh my god, fine. We're gonna see a serious Sabina. No more jokes. Jokes aside. Jokes have been put aside. Incredible. You're trying to be nice, and what do you get? You're being called dramatic. Kidding. Yes. My friend has 23 months old who's obsessed with shit. 23 months old? That's 2 years and 1 month old? Wow, that's... I don't know, casual. I don't know. At this point, what can I say? He will be better than Magnus in 2 months? Okay. Sounds good if that's possible, you know? I don't think it was, but if there is... You just broke the stream. Yes, I don't know how you broke it. Wait, my stream is good. I'm live. You mean you broke my commentary? Vibe. I'm just kidding, casual. I'm kidding. You will need to launch many compliments. Yes. Compliments, please come in. No, I try. I try. You know, I say stories too sometimes. I'm trying to be like the female version of Yasser, which I don't know. Does it work? Could I be the female version of Yasser with the stories? Probably not. Nobody compares to Yasser, but you know. You live and learn. I will never have Fisher stories or Walter Brown stories or other fun stories, but I can at least try. Hi, Twisted. How are you doing? You would destroy me, Nathan? Okay. Sure. I've lost to a lot of kids, so I'm sure you would be able to destroy me in some games. I'm used to it at this point. But your goal should not be to be just some person, any person. Your goal is to make yourself better. Because after all, for chess, in order to be better, and in life too, you should try to make yourself better for yourself. Just doing something and beating one person one time, no matter how good they are, it's not gonna help you with very much. It's gonna help you a bit with confidence, but it could also like hurt you in a way because you might get overconfident. You may think you're so great, why aren't these things happening to you? And you're going to get into your mind and you're gonna create this expectations, And if you don't actually work enough to make sure you stay with those expectations, then I'm telling you, it's going to be bad. So if you actually want to be better, wait, why is that Streamlabs comment there? It should not be there. You need to make sure you try to make yourself better. Just remember that. Like, don't only focus on one person, like beating one. Okay, that's my statement that I hope all of you take if you are a learner, like adult learner, kid learner who's trying to get better. It's about you doing something for yourself, not for anyone else. And remember, one game, it's like in Romanian language we have a saying, which I'm sure it's somehow in English, but I don't know what it is exactly. In Romanian language it would translate, with one flower you don't get spring. So feel free to write it in the chat what it is, the similar thing in English. With one flower you don't get spring. So it's just if one flower blooms, right? So you need to focus on yourself to get better. And remember, don't compare yourself to just one person. Compare yourself to 1 year ago. To you 1 year ago. Have you improved since then? Do you see some positive things? If you don't, you gotta work on it, because even if you lost some time, you can still, work and get better. But if you keep leaving the time pass without actually improving, then that's gonna be a problem. Anyways. No, I didn't categorize Nathan as that. I saw only after that he said he's 18. You always like my stories? Twin, thank you so much. Appreciate it. You missed dad joke? Which dad joke? One that I said, or you missed your dad jokes? When I was young, I remember how winning or losing to a protector. Yeah, I mean, it was emotional for me too. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm sharing my experiences the way I had them myself, like what I've learned from my own things. Why was that? Sorry, I'm just checking my command, because there was a command that was not supposed to be there. Ah, okay, so that command was not supposed. I didn't even see that it was there. My bad. Okay, it got fixed. I think it should not come anymore. Okay, I fixed it. O rândunică nu aduce primăvara? No, actually the Romanian saying is o floare cu o floare nu se face primăvară. That is the Romanian saying. Nice. Nice, but who's better in this position? I like Theodore. I remember last year Theodore actually had played quite well. I think he drew Zhu Zhengchao, maybe? Can you teach us some more Romanian? Well, what do you want to know? I'm not very good at coming up with words, so if you want something specific, you have to tell me. You can cut all flowers, but you can't keep the spring from coming. Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. Just random things. Okay, just random things. I don't know. I don't know any random things. I'm not good with random. I'm not good with random. Okay, so Rose did not take any of the pawns. She actually went c5 directly. She allowed d5. Okay, this is typical. Takes, knight d5. Oh, fancy idea. That was fancy. Definitely fancy. I wonder if after takes, Just for fun, if I couldn't have played Queen E2. Just for fun. Just for laughs. Hee hee hee. But I guess this still can happen, so it's not really a huge thing. But yeah, D takes C5. So we have this position now. What about, have you got any secret sauce? You want me to translate that in Romanian? Why? I don't know. I feel like it depends if you're asking like a person who's your friend or someone who's you have to be respectful to. Because in Romanian, like in French, we have the the way you address older people or people who you have respect. You know, like in French they have tu and vous. So like, you know, if you were talking to a friend, then you'd use tu, and you would use vous as a plural thing. Yeah, Valentin just wrote you that. I've so secret. But it doesn't make any sense. No, no, Nathan, we are not doing that. We're not doing those words on stream ever or anywhere. You can go to someone else's stream to learn those. Not happening here. Not happening here. Come on. Why does everyone want to hear bad words in a language? Like, why do you want to know those first? Is that like, I never wanted to learn the bad words. I happened to learn them by mistake because people were using them, and I was like, what does that mean? But I never wanted to know what they are. I actually don't know many swearing words in Romanian. I only know a few because I never wanted to learn them. Obviously, if I hear them, I know what they mean. I just would never think about it. So how do you get past 2000? I told you. Just figure out where your weaknesses are, make a plan to improve in those weaknesses and continue improving your strengths. So if you're really good at tactics, keep doing that. But at the same time, if you are not very good at endgames, get a book, get Dvoretsky's Endgame Manual, and start studying it. Or get Silman's Endgame course, or get a Chessable course, 100 endgames you must know, and go through those things until you know all of those. There are a few websites that you can use to try to practice it more, or you can just play with the computer to review all of your end games that you're struggling with. You start with the theoretical ones, and then you look into a book like maybe Karsten Mueller. That's much tougher, or you can do studies. Studies are also great to help developing your calculation skills and visualization. So you want to do a lot. There's some Chessable courses out there that you can get if you like to do things online. You are 18, so you might enjoy doing things online more than over the board, but I don't want to, stereotype. So, that's one way you can do it, but you can also pick up a book like Practical Chess Beauty by Afek is a great one. Pretty much any endgame study, you set it up and you try to think about it, but you can only solve studies if you're really well familiar with some of the theoretical endgames, because usually studies have a final position into a theoretical endgame. If you don't know that's a draw, then it might be hard for you to solve it as they get stronger. How do you get rid of your overconfidence? I don't know. I don't know, because I don't have enough confidence, so I can't help you with that. Shereshevsky, yeah, Shereshevsky, of course, is good, and Lishitsyn. Lishitsyn, if you can find that book, that's like an older Soviet book that I don't know if you can still find it in print or not, but that would be a good one. I believe Quality Chess has, but I don't think they translated Lishitsyn's Endgame one. I don't know how it was called. And Chereshevsky's book, I think it's also made on Chessable by Sam Shankland. Losing doesn't help. Losing is part of the game. You need to get used to it. You need to take losing as part of your improving skills. Losing is part of the game. You just need to get used to it. I don't know how I feel about this position. You're very good at losing? Get under the confidence. Yeah, get under the confidence, however. Nathan, you got this. You got this. Okay, so here h3. h3. Bishop e2. Or bishop d3. Castle. The fact that he has the bishop here is, of course, like a plus. At some point, this bishop goes to h3 is a nice prophylactic move to stop anything going to g4. Then the bishop goes back, and you'll go in there, for example. Oh, you don't play over the board. Well, okay, then it's different. Yeah, you are a bit lower than that over the board then. Very likely. Very, very likely. So, okay, that book that I suggested then is too advanced, maybe. Silman's Endgame course would be good, or 100 Endgames You Must Know if you like Chessable. And get it with a video by John Bartholomew, and just watch those videos and try to learn and practice each time everything you see. You have to put in the time. Chess is not like other things you keep playing and you're improving. There are just a few people who can increase like that. Most of us are not like that. So you need to put in the time to practice and review. And you need to try to avoid putting yourself down. I mean, that's very important. That's very important. Okay, there. So what is happening now in this position, by the way, guys? As I like this. Corey played d4. This is quite interesting. You used to watch. Did that help you improve, Twisted? He usually plays a lot of blitz, and he comments. He's really good. Danny is really good. He's a really good commentator, and he coaches too. If you can afford to take lessons with him, I mean, that would be great. I don't even know how many students he still takes, if he still takes students. But Danny is pretty good, and he's very passionate about sharing his knowledge with others, which is really nice. So shout out to Danya. I like watching him sometimes, also. He kind of reminds, he's kind of like 10,000 versions better than I am, with the with the sharing stories, with the talking, and yeah, I like Danya. He has a lot of. He also, like, he was kind of, I don't know if a genius, but I mean, he wrote his first book when he was 12 or 13. Graduated college. I think earlier he went to, I think, Stanford. He was amazing. He still is amazing. I'm just saying, like, there's so much to Danya. You have not seen Danya doing it. Next time do it. Go on his stream and ask him. Let's see. I'm curious if you could do an impression. Then clip it and send it to me. That is your homework, Capo, since you mentioned it. Yeah, I've seen him do a lot of impressions, but yeah, I don't know. Can he do an impression of me? I would love to see that. I would love to see that. Oh my god. That would be hilarious. If you can get him to do that. Yeah. He was very nice. We taught the camp together last year, the castle camp, and he was playing Blitz against Boris Avruch and someone else, and I was just sitting there and watching, and at some point he was like, Sabina, do you want to play too? Because I see you're watching. I'm like, yeah, but like I have no chance. Can you give me odds? I shouldn't have said that. I know that was silly. But he gave me odds, and he had 1 minute and I had 3, I think. And I think I got 1 or 2 draws, but I won 1 out of the 10 that I lost. Or however many I lost, a lot of games. Although he had 1 minute, I had more. But that one game that I won, he really liked. He really liked the way I won. It was some kind of thing, a tactic that he missed, where I was utilizing some pins and back rank. I took in F2 and he couldn't recapture. He had played a rook E1 and he thought he can recapture, but he couldn't because he was losing material. And I wish I had a picture or something of that game, but I'll always remember there was a beautiful tactic and he was impressed. He was impressed. When he has odds, he locks in. Yeah, he does. He does. How's white gonna... I think white should play H3 here first. Bishop goes. At some point, knight b3. I don't know if we need to go back, but that's typically how white's gonna get the pawn back. But they do have to get it back eventually. Ooh, we had quite a bit of development in this game. I want to see it. B3, okay, H4, yeah. So I wasn't sure how white was going to proceed, and I'm really curious how he did. Oh, knight B6. I did not expect that. Why did black play knight B6? What's happening with the bishop in C8? You might remember that game. Might as well show on board later. Me? No, I don't remember the full game. No, I just remember the tactic that I did. And I know it was really kind of nice, but I did not take a picture or anything. I was embarrassed. I didn't want to, like, oh, I beat you, that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, I won 1 game, so what? I lost 10 others. I was just proud for what I've created, and that is something you have to remember. You need to be proud of something that you've done, and you should not just be proud of the fact that you're winning. This is my latest revelation from the talks that I've had recently with people. You should be proud of yourself for learning something, for creating something, and not just be proud of the wins. Big words out there, but I'm working on it myself. Knight b6. I don't like knight b6 because, like, what's the point of knight b6? Did he try to go a4, c4? The knight isn't doing anything with the pawn in b3. Oh, he tried to attract that move. I see what he did. I don't like it. You found a game of me versus Danya? Really? Where? You can send me a private message if you understand the link. Streamlab's not gonna let you post one. I've had some people post some bad things, so it's not allowed. I played against Danya in 2018? Maybe I played in some Blitz online. Was it a title Tuesday or something? Did I lose really badly? I don't remember it. I don't remember playing against him. Pro Chess League. I lost to a lot of people, so maybe. I remember a lot of GMs I played against, but not him. This looks really great for white. White is up a pawn. They have more space. What else can you want? What possibly else could you want? But I am John Ludwig, had an extra pawn yesterday. I almost did not win it. So he has to be a bit more cautious today if he wants to convert this. But f6, yeah. No, that knight b6 was a big mistake by black. I don't know why he played knight b6. I'm not fond of this move. I couldn't find a plan exactly for black yet, but I was suggesting this. Because I think f6 is just kind of weakening. Actually, even bishop b5 could have been an option for white. b6. h5. $53 moves, okay. Alright, let me check that game. Let me check it. Well, I was down material for a while. Wait, I played till the end? That's funny. Okay, I thought maybe he will stalemate me or something. Oh, I actually had a pretty decent position. At the beginning. The beginning of time. Anyways. So what do we do here? H6, right? We have to stop that pawn eventually. I'm not sure. I haven't played Title Tuesday in a while. I should. I remember a few times I rated Gata. He told me Sabina, Grandmaster Gata Kamsky, former candidate to the world title. He told me, Sabina, you should play Title Tuesdays all the time. Go and play, get beaten, and then learn from it. He was right, but I didn't do it. I'm a bad at that. Somehow I have classes around that time, so I can't. In the afternoon I cannot play, but the morning one I should definitely play. But I always put something else around the time. It's my bad. I should make sure I leave the time available and play. I agree. What else have we had here? Is that position? So he did play queen e1. That was my suggestion, to bring the queen to g3. Now he took. I wonder how bad is this move? Does it allow d5? Yeah, I think it does, yeah. You do not want to make this decision. But why not queen g3? Was it necessary for white to take? Queen g3? Is there some knight h5 or something? And then we go here. No biggie. Takes. 95, of course. This position is slightly better for black. It is definitely. Stubborn. Oh. Yeah, I think they need to make a... That word was made for me. Stubborn is nothing compared to how I am. Okay, so he took... Wait, black recapture with the pawn? Oh, that is surprising to me. I thought black usually captures with the knight here. because they protect and attack and have this. But he captured with a pawn, huh? It's your second middle name? Europeans don't have middle names. They have a second first name. Come on. There's no middle name. Figuratively, yeah, I got it. I feel like white could get some kind of play here. I mean, it's not easy, but it's got a nice development. Okay, queen g3 won't be possible because of knight h5, but maybe queen h4 will be possible, and rook d1, and maybe some rook lifts. Okay, I'm comfortable. I'm more comfortable with white here than the pawn recapture like that instead of the knight. So there are pluses and minuses, of course. Obviously, you're leaving a backwards pawn here, but you're maintaining that file open. You're improving the position of your knight. You can go d5 eventually. I'm surprised. I'm surprised by Zhu Zhengchao's decision, but okay. What? We got an endgame already? How did that happen? Ah, okay. I wonder if Theodore is going for the draw here. He's trying to get an equal. Or he prefers endgame. If I remember from previous commentaries that I did of his games, I believe he really enjoys endgame. So maybe that was the reason why he chose to go for this instead. Like, just trade. Trade the pieces. Peace trade. Maybe he was concerned about allowing knight d4 f5. Knight d4 f5, but no, like you're this is the plan usually. Oh wait, can we do it directly? It takes. Yeah, I can take. I think black is doing more than fine now. You got the weakness. How do you feel about this endgame? Looks dry. No, not really. Not really. So white needs to move the knight to go c4 and try to train and create a weakness or the knight a4, knight c5. Yeah, maybe it will lead to some draw. Bishop gets developed. Rook e8. Yeah. Okay, you're right. Kind of dry. What have we got here? Because I did like what Rose did. So taking here this knight d5 is a gorgeous idea. Keep the knight in the center because oftentimes this knight has to go back. But with the bishop in a6, really, she created this nice outpost. Takes there. h4. And now bishop g5. Okay. So white is trying for some attacks, threatening to take a knight g5, though that will be met with maybe knight, maybe g6 or something. Oh, queen c7 actually. So for example, queen c2, sorry. This idea is gonna show you, you know, this is sometimes what we do, but queen here kind of covers everything. Okay, you can also go knight g6 or knight f5, but like this is kind of a nice way to keep in mind that you can defend that diagonal. Just keep it in mind. Yeah, this okay, so you were wondering, I think Casual was asking about this queen b3 idea, and here basically like black has to find a way to get the bishop out, so it looks like Brezhnev decided to go b6, bishop g7. Bishop b7. Did I say bishop g7? Sorry about bishop b7. And then he's gonna go maybe like, I don't know if I want queen d7. Queen d7 allows the knight to go to e5 with tempo. Maybe we go e6. Queen e7. Rook c8. Considering he's playing a grandmaster, getting a solid position is the right thing to do, you know. This, I have a feeling this game is going to end with some mate. Just, I'm calling it. Bishop e2, of course, to escape the pin. Knight e2 variation, Casual? Which one is the knight e2? I don't know the knight e2 variation. How is that? e3? Or do you go bishop g5? I don't know what's the knight e2 variation. Maybe you're teaching me something. Here? But, okay, but what do you do? So you go bishop d3, knight e2, or? How, or you take, and which? Or are you talking about this line? Are you talking about this line you've been playing? Yeah, I think you're playing this line, right? Yeah. I used to play this growing up. I used to play this with white. But somehow something was always happening on the diagonal. Although, like in this line, you usually have to play bishop e3, rook c1 fast, like pronto, like yesterday. You have to do it, and I would sometimes forget about it, and I would lose material. So this is, yeah, this line is an older line, but it's not bad. It's not bad for sure, definitely. But I don't think it's played as much anymore, this particular line. Wait, what happened here? I'm confused. Black gave up the knight. You missed something? I don't understand. This position looks good for white. I mean, he's up a piece. I'm just confused at this point. Well, what else he's gonna do? I know, I get it. He's a bit passive, but is... Okay, maybe pawn takes. I don't know. Why he gave up? Is it that bad? I don't like Eric's position. I think he misplayed it. I don't know exactly where, but so I gotta remember this line. I know at some point after this there was a line where we were taking here and then bishop b4 check. Like I remember because I used to play it. So takes maybe it was here maybe. King f2. I played this line myself, and something with f6, queen b6 and stuff. Something like this. Okay, he played it queen b6, a3. It's just like this b3 kind of got me confused as to what's black gonna do next. So I think basically like the idea was, if you do this, I want to play b4. And try to force you to either, you know, take or push, but now I already don't have the weakness in b2 that you can put pressure on. No, but he's up a pawn in this game, casual. He's a piece. He gave up a piece. He sacked a piece here, look. He took with the knight, so he's down a piece. Or maybe you meant in that position I was... So I'm just trying to figure out where exactly did black mess up. Yeah, sorry, yeah. I'm just trying to figure out, like, what did he do wrong? Because, like, this is not the way this game should be. Let's see if there are some games here. McShane. Uh-oh, well, I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to add it. Can I add it? Oh, I cannot add it. I have to open it, and it's gonna mess up everything, right? If I do that. Oh, no, you guys can still see it. So this is a game between McShane and a grandmaster, Pablo Zarnicki. And it went like this. Ah. Oh. Interesting. Ah, you can't take us at this. Okay. Okay, this looks nice for black, definitely. Okay, so what was the move here? So b3, bishop e7, castle, and now f5. Nice. So I guess if you take en passant, we want to take back probably with the knight, right? Yeah, knight takes, and the knight covers here and controls, and, you know, at least this king is weak too. Like, we open something to the king. Okay, so this is an important thing. So basically, bishop e7 was played, kind of followed the game, but here queen c7 is probably like, so castle was that game, right? Or what was it? Castle. Bishop d3, f5. You're just taking advantage that you played f4 and h4, and we're gonna try to stabilize things and block your attack. I like this idea, actually. Yeah, because at this point, it's very hard for black to come up with something. That bishop is stuck, this knight is stuck, you lost a pawn, and now you just sacked a piece. Sorry, this is how it happened. Sorry, the game is here, but it looks really good for white. So bishop g5, h6 was played. Bishop back to d2. Huh, he chose d2, not h4. Interesting. Interesting. He probably doesn't want to allow any kind of captures here and open up. So now that h6 was played, white has this idea to play queen g3 and try to threaten h6. And if you go knight h5, then we switch over to f3, then you have to go back as that will be hanging. So he's got a point. He's got a point, attracted potentially a weakness. That's nice. That's a nice approach. This game, everyone was saying that you guys think it's kind of dry. But we'll have to wait and see. I mean, we've seen yesterday a Grandmaster Nikola Mitkov play for a long time with an exchange up, trying to outplay his opponent. So I'm sure he's gonna do the same thing today. It was Jean-Marco Cruz. Oh, we have a couple more. So I don't know about c4. So Rose played c4. I'm not sure I'm a fan of this move because black wants to take and open up the file to activate the queen. c4? She's trying to support that pawn maybe? c3, knight b4, but I don't know. This pawn is now weak. And we also have ideas to bring the knight like that, you know? And move the knight. And now, you know, the thing is, I don't like c4. From positional standpoint, this knight is got a problem. Because if we were to take there, then this knight would have a place and would have a target. But now it does not, so... I know, I feel like I like how white's position is now. I mean, better than if black were considering to take. As I didn't see any attack, right? I already showed this line, I think. You can play g6 or knight, or queen c2 or knight f5 or knight g6, like anything. And no, this is not gonna scare me too much. Because I think I can take, right? You don't have a... If you go queen b1, I take. And if you go queen e4, I think I can... Ah, queen e4. Wait, I'm silly. I thought I can play knight d6, but it's mate. What's my FIDE? 22-22 at the moment. Maybe f5. This pawn will be eventually captured. We like... I mean, I like black here. But I did not like c4. Suddenly, white doesn't have as many issues because nothing opens up and the knight is badly placed. Maybe f5 or f6 will be played eventually, but that will leave a weakness for black. So this game is still quite balanced. And here, online rating? No, you asked me about my FIDE. I told you what my FIDE was. My online, it depends. It depends. I usually play... I don't play too focused online. I usually train on my own separately. So online is just when I stream, which is about 2,500 or something. Could be better. But I usually talk when I stream, so that gets distracting a bit. So we have some interesting positions here, guys. Very interesting for the day. What do you think? Which game do you like the most? Chat. Do you have a specific game you like more? You're stuck at 1900. Sorry about that. You know, it's tricky. it's tricky as long as you realize where your weaknesses are and you put in the time to improve, you're gonna do better. If you're not, gambit games, no, there's no gambit. Well, there was this one, but it wasn't like a good gambit. It was a peace sack that I don't think it has much following. And this one was, and this one might be interesting actually. They're all interesting. Yeah, they have some interesting. This one is gonna be. I'm looking forward to see how Black is going to try to improve this, because this is the kind of position you can get, and I know we want to learn how to improve or how to try to play for a win a position that's double. I mean, with both chances like equal, but you're trying to improve because you're, let's say, the higher rated player and stuff without actually over pushing. I think that's one of the hardest things in chess, is that we want to win so badly that we miss we start thinking that our opponents are not so good, and they will definitely make a mistake, and we choose a move that's way too subpar, and then it's bad. We actually get in worse positions instead of trying to get better. So it's actually interesting to see if Grandmaster Mitkov is gonna be able, or Theodore, like one of them will be able to kind of show improvement step by step that eventually will lead to small advantage, and then we'll take advantage of or take control over the game, and maybe transform this game into a decisive games. We'll see. Yeah, I haven't played this pawn structure because, like many of my students like to say, oh, Scotch, this line is a draw, like the line that I showed you, right? It was here. This was the line that I used to play, like with bishop g5, here, 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 as I told you, check this line. But this is quite equal, but he switched a little bit. He got the pawn back, and this line is certainly, playable. Like white's pawn structure, is double pawns there, but I mean, I'm actually surprised knight e2 was played and he did not attempt to try to go there. I really want to see how this will go. Like, I never play gambits. No, that is not true, couple of or no. I do play gambits occasionally. Queen's Gambit. What do you mean? Are you gonna be one of those people that says, Sabina, Queen's Gambit is not a real gambit? Come on. That's what most people say. No, but when I stream, I have played e4 quite a lot. I tried various gambits like King's Gambit. I think I tried the Danish Gambit, or Gary Gambit, or Evans Gambit. I don't know if I ever tried the Evans Gambit. I definitely want to try the Evans Gambit once to see how that would go. I would definitely want to try that. Yeah, when you're a d4 player, you don't really have as many. But I think I probably should learn to play more gambits, because actually it teaches you how to build momentum, how to build initiative, how to do the timing. It teaches you timing, because you're down material, so you have to figure out. Oh, I have played the Smith Mora too, like that I've played a lot with both colors. So okay, so Rose went back to e7. The question is, how is white going to try to improve here? I don't know, if knight g5 or something might be interesting. Nothing new here. No, I decided to give up the bishop. Interesting. Very, very interesting. This reminds me of this line I play with black with some Sicilian. Exactly. A lot of people say that the Queen's Gambit is not a real gambit because you do get the pawn back quite fast, and not every single time, like when you play the Queen's Gambit, you do go for e4. A lot of people go for e3. In fact, I like to go for e3 and keep my center a bit better protected before I push e4. But yeah, maybe it does build confidence. I don't know. Maybe I should work on that. Maybe I'll build my confidence more. Who knows? I have a feeling black's trying to do something like this. I don't think this check will do much. Yeah, he's a piece down. He sacked it in e5. He has some attacking ideas, but I don't know how much he's gonna be able to actually get from this position. Knight g5. Do we take or do we go knight b5, knight d6? All right, Casual. Thanks so much for stopping by. Don't forget to be back for the drama. Ah, Giorgio, hi. I won a game from lost position. I won a game from a lost position with white minus 15. Well, it happens. It's good. It's good. It can happen, of course, yeah. I think it's too difficult for black to get something there. This is gonna be interesting to see what's... I mean, I don't like the queen in b6, so probably... I don't know why the bishop in d2 was... I mean, I guess he had to do that. But bishop e3 will be played probably eventually at some point. Ice coffee! Hey! Welcome back. Welcome back. No, I have not had the chance. I've not had the chance to listen to it. I should, huh? I should have, but I did not. You will put me in a good mood. Okay. Oh, you're also streaming? You're streaming yourself? Are you a streamer? cool. You stream chess? No, iced coffee. I want to also see this game. I'm very interested to see how white is going to if white is going to outplay black in this position. You stream chess. Okay, cool. Very nice. Okay. I should check out what you're doing later. Ah, 95, not pawn 5. You started streaming for a few days? Okay, nice. Very nice. I'm not sure which game I'm interested in the most. I think definitely this one, and this one. For the pawn structures, because the pawn structures are quite, like, here's symmetrical, and you often can get this from exchange Slav. And okay, black has the Fianchetto bishop because this was a Grunfeld, but yeah. Ah, so you're totally new to chess? Nice. You can do this. You can do it. This one is a position with an isolated pawn, so the ideas are for these minor pieces to be traded. Probably all of you know, triple on the d file. You want the rook to go there, this rook to go here somehow. Queen can stay in d2 or d1, whatever. The queen is last, right? Because Alekhine's gone. And then you want to go c4 after you trade the minor pieces. That's in theory. In practice, that ain't happening. It's gonna take some time for that to happen. So, yeah. So it looks like Rose has taken the knight. You kind of had to, because I think in this position, if you play g6, we may have some ideas with h5. I would play h5 if I were white. And then I have some ideas to try to take an e6 or e6 takes and takes. So I'm trying to undermine all of your light, light squares. All the pawns that are on light squares. So we'll see. So that's why g6 was probably not played. But now, after rook d8, white needs to think about a way to attack black's king. The thing is that how important is the bishop pair? Could I do something like this now? Should I go bishop e4 to attract g6, but then maybe I should go bishop e4 to attract g6. But then you can always go king g7 and protect, or go back knight f8. So that's probably not helpful. So how could black try to put pressure on... Sorry, how could white put pressure? Oh, wait. Like, what if I did something? It was... Yeah, but then this pawn will be weak if I move the knight. But I could also take... Wait. This is the moment. Can I take? I mean, you normally don't want to give up the bishop, but I'm thinking I'll have this break. So, like... King g2? first, maybe, to go here, and then f4, f5? It's like, will you have time to bring your knight? I'm not sure if you have the time to bring your knight. I mean, you do. So let's say you do that. And then I go like rook on, but then you go knight here. Maybe I don't care. If you play g6, I go f4. But no, this cannot be that good. I don't really have... I feel like this could be nice, right? This could be nice. What if I try to go bishop a3 to take your knight if you go knight f8? How would this endgame be? Because, like, okay, let's just kind of put this position just to have an idea. So you take, take, take. Okay. So do we want to go queen c3? Like, can white improve in this position? Would this endgame be better? Because black has the pass pawn and we don't, so I could be wrong. First a4. I'm just worried about the c3, queen c4 idea, though. You can play a4 anytime. I don't think a4 is really necessary, though. I wish I could play g6, you know? I wish I could just magically make my pawn arrive there and just... No, not like that. Just go f6 directly. Just bam. Let's do it. And then bam. Let's get the queen here and mate. All good. Everything happens in 1 second. Yeah, no, that doesn't... That does not happen. I don't know. It was just an idea. Like, normally knights should be better in close positions, and that knight in d5 is nice, and this is a moment where you can consider taking it, because if you take it now, they have to take back with the pawn. If you wait longer, then they take with the rook, and then you'll have to have a passive bishop to protect d4. So you really need to think about whether you want to make this decision. This is a moment where you have to think. We've had these conversations in the past, like, how do you spend the time? This is the kind of position where you probably do want to spend some time, because, like, it's now or never. Well... It's now or never. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Then this is probably what he's thinking. And he can still take if he wants to. Sebas! I like how Sebas like, you're always ready to ask me some question, then you're like, oh my god, I remember this girl said I should say hi. Hi, by the way, before you send the message, like, ready to press enter. Oh, no, sorry. Hi, Sabina, how are you doing? What's up? So, no, I did not really analyze it. I was trying to figure out if we should take the knight in d5 or not. This was my deep thought here, because I thought knight f8 is happening since the rook moved. And I was just trying to understand if we want to take it or not. I did see that idea, but we didn't really, like, dive deep. It proves you pay attention. Yep. High five for that. Virtual high five. I don't know what's happening. Can black sack the exchange? I don't know. Something like this. I don't know. Probably not. Probably not. Ah, but white also can do this, because you have to take with the rook, right? Because with the king, I think I take there. So we can also go into this, which I was trying to figure out. Chessful, hey! How are you doing? I don't know what's happening here. What is happening? Who is better? I feel like white should be better. I just don't know. I just don't like this passed pawn protected. Because I think there must be some way to get to h7. I just don't know if it's possible. Like, let's just do it. Let's just do it and see what comes of it. What's happening now? What is happening here? Is white better or not? But how is black going to cover this pawn? Are they gonna go h5 or are they gonna go king g7 rook h8? That would be kind of passive, right? But then I can go rook h6, and actually I can triple on the file and bring my queen to, right? So like triple somehow and rook h1, queen h1. You like white's line with bishop d6? Well, but maybe black doesn't need to sack. I was just asking what happens after the sack, but I don't know. You like white's pawns? Yeah, I like white's pawns too. I just cannot tell exactly the amount of advantage that white would have. And if we really need to take the knights. Okay, well, knight f8 was played, so this is a thing. Do we try to get the knights, or do we go bishop d6 and allow the potential exchange? Anything can happen there. Queen d7. Okay, this is a tough game for black with a piece down. So bishop e3 was played in the end. Black's got a pretty good defense on the king side, so I don't know. Like maybe queen e6. Maybe I can trade and then this pawn will be long-term weakness. All right, some improvement. Will you or will you not take the bishop? That is the question. And then, if you take, will I take with the rook or with the pawn? Which one of those is it going to be? Which one of those? Maybe pawn. Pawn. If I take with the rook, maybe you don't recapture. And I won't get these nice pawns. Can you go rook e5? No, I go h6. Then king f7, and then I push you back, and then I start advancing. So, maybe you don't take it. Maybe you just go back. I look cold? What do you mean I look cold? Ice cold? Why do I look cold? I'm not cold. You mean like I'm cold, like I'm a cold person, or I'm just cold because it's cold indoors? I'm tempted to keep the knight with knight e2. Black's not doing that much. Well, g5 is some improvement. I can go c5 and make sure you don't go there. Oh my god. No, I'm not. Wow. Okay. Where's the discussion going? I don't like it. I don't like the discussion. He definitely did not mean old. He did not mean old. Oh my god. You guys are funny. Okay, knight e2 c5. The weather here is suspicious. It's a suspicious weather. So you never know what to expect. You never know what to expect. Okay. C5. I don't know how I feel about the g5 now. Maybe we're right. Like, because if white will go g4 and black will try to trade, we will trade it. But maybe that's what black wanted. Maybe that's what they wanted. I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all. Knight c3? Well, I guess he didn't want knight c3. You know, at some point I will go d4, but not yet. It is not the time yet. Winter is not coming yet. Should I go g4? To just, like, stabilize your double pawns here. And I don't know, some fish like this. I know I'm getting two bad pawns, but so are you. Maybe. But he played rook f1. King g7, I think, is probably what we expect for black to play here. King g7. Just improve the position of the king, you know? Bring the rook. Maybe we try double. Well, doubling the knight will go back to d7 anyways. But I think black may want to play g4 at some point. G4. G4. I don't know. Wait. Right now you cannot, because I'm threatening to. Oh, I'm not winning a piece because you have bishop f4. No, I am winning, but you can't go g4. I'm threatening c4. I'm threatening you can't. You can't. I'm threatening c4 now. Actually. Let's go to the other. Rook c1. Okay. Ryan did not want to commit to anything yet. No commitments. No giving up the bishops. Okay. No bishop given. Well, no moves in this game. Okay, this is quite... Black is planning to prep d4. To get rid of the isolated pawn. It's fine. I feel for Eric because, I mean, if he had followed that McShane game, maybe he had some chances with that f5, but the way he played to give up the piece, it's tough. Okay, king g7 was played, so now c4 is a threat. We'll have to wait and see if white sees it and how they deal with this threat. Yeah, I think this is these two are quite interesting. This is quite an interesting game here. We have to stick to it, keep an eye on it. It's the game to keep an eye on, I think, quite a lot. I don't know, couple. What kind of question is that? I do not know. But I think I'm gonna take like a super tiny break to go refill my drink. Get some chai. And I think I'll be back. This is going to be interesting to see how if black will be able to improve that. But this c4 is really scary. So I'm thinking for white to go rook e1 here. Because rook e1 just puts you know, brings in the final piece into the game, right? Which is very important. To bring as many pieces into the game as you can, right? And now we protected the knight in e2 because I don't know, white needs to find a good square for the knight and I can't seem to find it. Only if you go g4, knight g3. I mean, this is what I was thinking for white. That would be nice. And then try to come to f5 because, you know, g5 was a weakness in a way. c4 can be met with... Yeah, of course. But before you couldn't. So if you just play some random move, then c4 just loses material, right? Because you lose the knight. That's why rook e1 or something is important, of course, in this position, yeah. On squares. Knight c3 or rook e1. Wait, knight c3 here you want? Oh, sorry, knight c3. But what is the knight doing in c3 though? Just to keep the... Because maybe you might play c3 at some point, no? I would rather get the knight to f5 than to put it in c3. I feel that the knight is slightly better placed in f5 than in c3. I mean, just my opinion. And that's just my opinion. I'm not sure, 100% sure, but I just feel like it would be better. Call room service. I'm at home, so there's no room service here. I'm at home. I'm not in Florida, unfortunately. So I just need to go to the fridge, pick up the chai that I made yesterday, and then get it. I still have some water, so it's fine. I can wait for the chai a bit longer, not too much. Knight c3 because the c4, b takes c4, d takes bishop, and black doesn't have bishop d4. Bishop d. Ah, okay. Okay, but no, I don't want to go c4 though. Like the only reason I would go c4 is because I was trapping your bishop and you were losing a piece. I don't want to go c4. I think if I go something, I probably want to go d4 first or c4 d4. Like this kind of idea, I think would be something nice. Now it doesn't work, but I'm just saying this would be something that I could consider maybe if you didn't have the light square bishop. But I normally wouldn't want to play c4, I think, with black. I'd rather go g4 and hit this weakness. You know, like it's not. This is the current position, by the way. This is the position they have. Okay, not much has changed here. King d2. Okay, he just needs to cover the king, and extra piece will be good. Black is still thinking here. Queen d7, queen b1. The pawns are doing... Yes, those pawns in that game, not this one, sorry. In this game, these pawns are kind of restricting white's knight for sure. That's why I was thinking that we do want to try to get the knight there if we can. So that's why, you know, we would want something like this. The knight on c3 is also not bad, but it just, yeah, it doesn't really have a place to go. It does keep the pressure on d5 though, so... Okay, rook e1 was played. Okay, so this protects the knight and stops c4. I mean, it's a natural way. Thomas has, sorry, Theodore has played quite well in the past against grandmasters that I've seen games of, so it's pretty good. Play h5 and g4, sure, yeah, that seems like but I mean g4 can be played directly. You don't need to play h5 if you want to play g4. You don't need to help it out. You can play h5 later, I think. But I guess maybe if you don't want to commit, and because g4 might give up that square, sure, you can go h5 first, sure. Yeah, this stops g4 because you'll take it, and yeah. Okay. Alright, guys. I will just go grab some chai, and I'll be back in a few minutes. I'll leave you with this position. Did it just freeze? No, I did not. Temporary freeze. So I will be back in a few minutes. So stay close, and we'll be seeing you in a couple of minutes. be back with a cute princess queen. You guys still here? Should be. You should be. What's gonna happen here, AG? What do you think? You left? Okay, but now you're back. That's good. I got you back. King G7, Rook here, Rook B7 was played. Looks like I didn't miss many moves in this game. Maybe white should really go for that G4 idea, knight G3. Okay, let's see what else we missed on the other games. This, not much has changed here. Queen E6 was played in this game. You don't think that works for white in that position? Why not? Why not? Because we have this. I think C4. Ah, maybe C4. Is the idea rook here or something? No, but this is hanging. Maybe we play H6. Maybe this is what we want with black. Maybe we want to play C4 and try to trade the bishops off, although the knight may go to D4 after. Rookheart, hey, how are you doing? It's time to see Regina. That's what it is. Uh-oh. Is it time to lock in? Oh, for you? Wait, that's good. That's good. What have you been doing so far? You're supposed to lock in earlier. Thanks, Rookheart. I hope you have a good day. Regina is wishing you good luck, right, Regi? She said yes. Doesn't that allow knight e4? Knight d4, you mean? It does, but at least we're getting them pinned for a while, so it won't. Much won't happen. Not much will happen. Even Regina agrees, not much happens here. c3. Regi, what do you think about c3? No? Not liking it? You're not liking it? Seems like a good idea here. It seems like one. What about... Ooh, wow! We missed a lot in this game. Look at this, Regi. Look at this thing. Rook c1. Wait, when did that a4 happen? Wait, a4 happened. Reggie, look at this. a6. Can you believe it? a6 was played. And now, I don't like a6. Why did she play a6? Why did Rose play a6? Maybe she thought she's getting some ideas with rook a8? Ah, she was trying to create a pass pawn. So now after a4, she might want to play b4. Does it work? Sweetheart, what's wrong? She wants to go nappy. She's going back to nappy. Okay, we've had the Reggie. We've had the Reggie on stream. Now she's going to nappy again. Bam, she left. b4 doesn't work. Why did it doesn't work? Why doesn't it work? What happens now? In the previous game? Oh, your engine said so? Okay. Okay, I didn't turn it on. I don't know. I actually like this position for white again. Yeah, I usually don't use the engine. I do turn it on occasionally just to make sure I'm not completely out of my thing. But usually, yeah, I try to not have it on. I like this bishop here. It's definitely much better than the knight. So no change here. Preparation for something here. Aw, black managed to play d4? Okay, so traded the isolated pawn, so this game might actually not end with a mate, as I tried to predict earlier. Yeah, these two are definitely the most, or this one also. This one also has had quite a few changes since we left off, because the rooks came in, traded. Will white be able to outplay black in this position? Knight in a5 will eventually come into play, whether you go b4, and then I'll go in c4. And if not, okay, this bishop is kind of stuck there. We won't be able to win it, but it's kind of stuck in e8. Yeah, there's not much for black here. Definitely not counterplay. This game is going in white's favor. This one, however, black, I like black here because I'm not sure what's happening with these two pieces for white particularly. Nice couple. I think this is getting a bit difficult for white to come up with moves, unless you want to play this. But I don't know if you can do it now because this is gonna be an issue now. So it's not gonna be so easy for you to actually get that move to work, you know? I think I have c4, and then I just discovered attack, and you lose something. So there's a threat right now, like it's a serious threat now. So how do you keep this rook protected? Knight c1. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, at least now you're opening up, so whenever that bishop moves, you at least can trade. So that's at least a bonus. It's a bonus for him. But now, does g4 still make a sense, or no, it doesn't make sense for white? I feel like it would, but I don't know. Ooh. What is this? Rose is trying to get a draw. If you take, We have a perpetual somehow here. So obviously with white, you're gonna try to avoid it. This pawn is very impressive there. But she's trying to get her knight a bit more active. She also has a threat with queen h3 and try to actually get the same discovered... Sorry, the same perpetual. So with white here, if you're trying to play for a win, you gotta stop these threats, knight e2 and queen h3, if you're trying to play for a win. So how can we stop them? That's the question now. Because it's important to come up with a way to stop that. So maybe just queen back? Queen d2 seems like the only way. Because otherwise queen h3, you know, you will have to take and then perpet. So yeah, okay, queen d2. So if you go queen h3, that knight will be captured with the queen, so it will be GG. So you can't do that. You gotta decide where you want your knight to go back to. Ah, she wanted it here. Looks like Ryan is playing much faster. Rose is a bit low on time. And, okay, now that the knight is here, this will be harder to be played. So I'm not sure if it was really that big of an improvement for her to bring the knight to d3. Now we're threatening rook b7 also. And queen a3 has no threats. It just looks nice. I don't think... Like, queen h3 I meant. I think we can probably just go a7 with the threat of rook b8. And it's gonna take black forever to bring a new piece into the game. It's not possible to do that. I think white is on his way now to win. I think the past few moves were well, at least if you go queen h3, okay, we need to improve here something. We need to come up with some idea for black. Can we go rook a8 and try to take that pawn? But rook b7 is still coming. Rook b7, a7. I don't know how you can stop this idea. I don't think you can. The knight looks nice, but it does not really do anything. So the whole improvement... She plays better with white than with black. No, she had a really good game. I think she just she messed up a bit earlier with that c4. I think that was the move that she should not have played. She should have captured here and opened up the file because she needed... And also a6. I wasn't a fan of a6. It kind of helped white create a passed pawn, which she was trying to avoid. What is going on here? White's bishop looks stuck. So white traded a bunch of pieces, yeah. I'm telling you that bishop in e8 is gonna be captured. Like, all I have to do is bishop here, king here. How is he gonna get it out? Why did he get it stuck in e8? I think he... Oh, sorry. I think he missed some opportunities there. I don't know what he thought he was doing with the bishop in e8. The bishop looks trapped. Why was queen d8 necessary? Why couldn't we go king bishop g7, king f8? Hi, Oliver. He wants to push b5. Ah, true. Okay, that wins the... Yeah, gosh. I missed that. I wanted to go with the king because that just gives 2 pawns, but yeah, you're right. I mean, that's probably makes even more sense. But couldn't he go bishop g7 here to try to go bishop king f8? Ah, but then the bishop escapes through here. Wait. So okay, so queen d8. You're saying he wants b5 now. So if we play something like this, you're saying you go b5. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Oliver. Good point. Nice touch. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So how do we escape? How do we escape the situation? By ignoring the questions? Sorry. Okay. There's no question here. You gotta play. You got no time. You gotta make up your mind on a move. We need to come up with something. Bishop c6, I don't think is gonna save the bishop because b5 happens anyways. Oh, can we go b4? Maybe b4. Knight c4, of course. No, the bishop is gonna be trapped. The bishop looks... Oh, yeah. This does not look very safe. It does not look safe at all. The bishop will be trapped. I think we got a huge problem. Like a huge one. Queen d8. Brilliant find by Brzezic. He might be able to beat Grandmaster Flom. That would be nice for him. That would be a nice win. This game looks quite equal at this point. This is still winning for white. No mistakes there. Oh, some trades. d5. d5 trade. So white thought this does not work because he has this. This is probably the reason why knight d5 was played. Otherwise, why would you play that move? You're just giving up material. Queen c6. I don't think bishop h4 does anything, so we'll probably take. You cannot play c3. You're not gonna go knight a1. Oh my god, this would be terrible. Oi, so ugly. No, don't go there. How do we protect this though? Rook d2. Let's pretend like rook d2. Okay, so black is a pawn for the exchange, and he has the bishop pair. Should be doing quite well for black here. I wish this f5, f4 is possible, but not just yet. b4, knight c5. Wait, are you talking about the other game, Sebas? b4, knight c5, queen c6? You mean bishop c6? Wait, which game are we talking about? Oh, here I think you were mentioning, I think, Sebas. No worries, no worries. Um, so if I take you on bishop c7, this is actually kind of a nice line, I think. Hopefully I'm calculating correctly. Suddenly white is probably much better now because the knight is better than the bishop. But okay, we are not gonna do that. See, that's why I wanted bishop e7 and king f8. It's just here you want bishop c7, so how do I stop it? Ah, bishop d6. Bishop d6. Okay, bishop d6. If you take, I take with the knight. Okay, I found it. Okay, bishop d6. Nice idea, but I think this stops. Okay, you can play bishop h6 so you don't let me go there. But now you don't have bishop c7, so I can take. Okay. Finally. It's hard. It's hard for white. He got his bishop stuck. Like, you have to be very careful what you choose to do, you know? You have to be super careful. Like, miss some chance. Could be your fatal. Final fatal one. And Grandmaster Flom is spending quite a bit of time, so that's good in a way for British. Wait. Oh, so this line actually happened. So he went bishop f5, but he did not take the exchange. He played knight here. He still did not take the exchange. I mean, at least now c3 is possible. But this knight is so sad on the rim there. It's like dominated by the bishop. This is the kind of domination you see. That's very unpleasant, actually. So, and if you go b4, then this will be hanging. Okay, so that makes sense. So he chose to take in g6 instead, but I don't know how good this is because, I mean, that queen in a8 with the bishop creating the battery is not looking nice. This knight is still being dominated by the bishop. If we can just get rid of the queen and hit g2, or maybe we can double on the c file, but then c3 will be played. Bishop e4. Okay, queen g3 or queen g4. And then, yeah, no, this is nice because, bam, it's happening. It is happening. Well, if the queen wasn't attacked, white had this idea, but yeah, sorry, not happening right now. This is a nice move found by Grandmaster Zhuzhan Chao. I want to go back to this game. We have missed a few moves here. So looks like after c3, knight c1, h6. Okay, so Not h5. I thought h5 would help black improve a bit and try to get g4 in. So white attempted the doubling on the e file. That didn't happen. So now rook e1 is what we're attempting. Okay, a5 does not stop rook e1. So rook e1, if white is playing for a draw, which could be, we can attempt rook e1. So obviously you should not trade, but do you go king f8? Do you go rook e8? Do you go rook e6? What do you do? Actually, I've always liked these kind of ideas in case of a trade, the pawn captures back and then black gets a slightly better position. But, oh, this is a blunder. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. We just take, sorry. Yeah, that doesn't work. Oh no, no rook e1. Theodore went for g4. I wonder if he wants to go bishop f5 and knight d3. This is his worst place piece. He wants to improve it. But if he gets rid of the bishop, then knight e4 is going to be an issue. Can we go h5 now, finally? After all this time, I'm finally playing what I want. Can we offer a draw? I believe they allow draws. Yeah, I believe they allow draws. But I mean, Grandmaster Nicola is definitely playing for a win, I think. I mean, he played h5. He played it. He's gonna try to. I mean, usually when you're the stronger player, you don't offer a draw unless you're tired or you don't feel like playing. But then why are you even going to the tournament? I don't understand sometimes when people go to tournaments and then they just start offering draw. I mean, if you don't want to play, then why are you going to the tournament? I like that there's the opportunity to offer draws. I mean, draw is a part of chess, but like offering draw without playing, like, okay, and this is just like, or if you're hungry, sure, if you're hungry, or if you're tired, or if. What? No way, come on. No, why? Brzezisz. Brzezisz, why would you offer a draw, man? You're trapping your opponent's bishop. He's gonna struggle here to come up with some way to save it. We don't even know what way. What way? Why did you offer a draw? I'm not happy. We want to see fights. We want to see this, like, where's the fight? Where's your fighting spirit? Ah, oh, sorry. I wanted him to win, to try to win. I mean, I got nothing with Gabriel. Grandmaster Gabriel Flom, of course. I got no problem. It's just like, we suddenly really liked this position for black out of nowhere. Black was, you know, defending, and suddenly the bishop is in their territory. It must have been something he was worried about. What does the engine say here, actually? Minus 1.4, yeah. Yeah, that was the best move, queen d8. g5, it says. Okay, but, I mean, this is not the position you want to offer a draw. I do not know. I wish you could ask him, but I do not know. But it says draw, so I guess they agreed on a draw. Probably he offered it. Okay. So I guess since this game got analyzed, g4 was a mistake. Bishop c6 was the move for white. Okay, this is difficult to see, this line. Okay. So just to try to get rid of the bishop. In order to be able to trade that bishop that you trapped, you actually have to put it in a8. That's just brilliant. Like, I would never think of doing that. That's just crazy. So after putting the bishop in e8, which ended up being trapped, in order for you to save it, you had to bring it to a8. Wow. Okay. Well, that is something you don't see often. Okay. A draw. Okay, good result. I mean, after all, it's still a good result. He's 200 points higher, almost, than him, so... when they say you're not playing against the pieces only, it's true in this case. Yeah, well, no, you're just playing the position you have the board. I mean, sometimes we make the decision based on who our opponent is because we want to score something. I get it. I've done that in the past. So okay, it's still like a really good result. I mean, it's a good result. He held on to the black pieces, had a good position. Nothing has happened here since we left off, and white's time is off. It's out. So either they agreed on a draw also, or white lost some time. It's one of the two. Let's go back to see. Okay, not much here. Okay, couple more moves have been played. So after bishop e4 check. Okay, but the problem is now the queen is somewhat trapped. Well, not somewhat, but it's just like it doesn't have a nice follow-up, and there's bishop takes g2. This is the only thing I can think of that would be nice if it would actually work, but I mean, I think I can just take it because I don't see a follow-up. Only if you can find some perpetual, but I don't think you can. You can just sack all your pieces if you want. And then in the end I go bishop g6, you give me one more check, I go there, draw. Sorry, not draw, win for black, sorry. Okay, that did not happen, of course. Rook f2, okay, gotta protect, sure. Sure, rook f2. Protecting everything. So the question is, does this move work, or? I think so, right? We can just win the pawn. No, I didn't mean that. I just meant GG. I don't know why I said draw. That was out of inertia. Inertia for showing so many moves back to back. But yeah, no. This looks good. This does look good for black. Okay. G4, H5. Okay, so H5 was played, and now with black, we're gonna try to play some F5. Okay, King F6, King F6, King E5. The only thing you have to be mindful about with white, I think you don't want to get into this position, though it's not clear you can actually improve it. But you probably do not want to trade the knights. You're better off keeping them on the board. So, how do you actually improve? Hi, Hammer, how are you doing? Actually, can I play G3? Takes, knight D3. I'm doing alright. Yeah, it's fair. No, I get it, Sebas. I just thought there would be more to the game than that because the bishop was trapped. So it would have been interesting to see the fighting for trapping it, and then white trying to survive somehow in that position, which was not easy, by the way, but you know. How would this look like? Like, would we take it? Or would we go here first? I think we get it back. This is probably like draw. It is probably a draw after this. So maybe we don't take it, maybe we go back. But then he comes forward. We can't really progress much. I was thinking f5. I don't know why not? You know, just get a bit of space before bringing in the king. I thought that would be something to consider, but okay, it did not happen. Okay, lots of things have changed since we left off this game. So rook b1, a5. He did not go rook b7. I thought rook b7. Ah, rook b7 drops the pawn or something. Yeah. Of course, we are analyzing. We can even turn on the engine occasionally and check what's going on. You know, when you're playing the game, you get these fears also, like, oh, my opponent has, you know, half an hour. I only have 12 minutes or 14 minutes. I'm not sure I can win the bishop. Maybe I'm missing something. I'm playing against a grandmaster. He's probably much better than me and he sees something. Otherwise, he wouldn't have played this. There's so many things that go into our mind when we're playing a game. So there's a, you know, and then you make a decision based on what's, you know, what's the question that takes power, I guess. That's how I make the, that's, oh, funny couple. That's how we make the decisions, you know, sometimes. Okay, so here. So Ryan gave up one of those pawns. He chose to give the a pawn. Bishop c7, what's that? Okay, that's just a simple trick. You can't take the bishop, but you can just move the rook. What exactly was the threat here? Can't it go rook b1, and if you take rook b7 and then bishop c7? Ah, you take here? No, because your rook is hanging. Oh, wait, no. I can't take because of this. Keep missing. It's probably just perpetual, but... Oh, but no, my plan was this and then bishop c7. I think I'm winning, right? Something. And then back rank too. So I thought this is natural. Hi, 11 years. Yeah. The over the board, it's scary. It's scary when you see the clock. Okay, I thought this was natural. He cannot really take the pawn because you have rook b7, but he played bishop c7. And why didn't black play here? I guess she played rook c8. She felt that she can support that pawn. But yeah, this is kind of nice because rook c8 doesn't actually want to take now because of mate. Back rank mate. c3 is not... See, this knight looks nice, but now you can't even play c3 because your knight is hanging. Okay, now white is doing really well here. Extra pawn and compensation, like they say, you know. Yeah, this game probably ended in a draw. Yeah, white's still playing with the extra piece there. Had a few more moves. Yeah, it looks like black did take the pawn. Okay, rook d7. Okay, attacking the bishop. Bishop g6. Chase the attacker away. And now sneaky entrance with the queen. Yeah, the tough situation for Gianmarco is the time also. He can lose on time very, very easily if he doesn't rush. 30 minutes for Grandmaster Zhuzhan Chao. That's quite a lot. Oh, he won. He probably won on time, or maybe his opponent resigned here. Like rook f8 coming in, or rook c8, rook c7. Up a pawn, and this knight is out of play. White's king is weak. Yeah, now nice game by Grandmaster Zhuzhan Chao. He's probably gonna play against Ludwig maybe next round. Unless this game G3, check it out. We suggested that. We did. Rook A8, King G1. What was King G1 played for? Is he just trying to play some random moves? He's just trying to make random moves to see what she's doing. I think that's what he's trying to do. I don't know what's King G1 doing. What's the idea of King G1? At least King G2. What's maybe King G1 was against Rook A2? So at least you don't take with check? How does White plan to react after Rook A2? Can we go Queen F6? Oh yeah, capo, yeah. I was just looking at that. This is a nice mate. Oh, so fancy. So fancy. Oh my god. Okay, this is fancy. This is fancy. You can't take because this just, you know, seals the deal. Do we go here or do we take? Yeah, that game is probably a draw. Okay. Got some more moves in this one. Knight F4. Ah, this is the line that I suggested earlier, but this only leads to a draw, very likely. Because we have to take in C4 and... We need to let them take in C4 and then, yeah, white is gonna, is easy-ish to draw. G4, okay. Do we take with the knight or with the bishop? Probably knight. Probably knight. Because it's with tempo. Oh, yeah. This is tough. This is tough. Rook A7 coming right up. Back. This is... Yeah. just happened, and now white is going to win. So we had quite a few draws. I mean, this is very likely a draw. This is winning for white. Somehow, I think Rose did mess up pushing that c pawn earlier. This game is headed for a draw, so if that is the case, then very likely we'll have Ludwig playing against Grandmaster Zhu Chao. So the two players, or wait, yeah, they match colors, and then there's Ryan who might play down. I think he'll probably play down someone based on how we had the pairings. So GM Mitkov is trying to allow this and create some imbalanced endgame in a way. Well, imbalanced in the sense that white will have two separated pass pawns and black will have, oopsie, let's try to make like this fun arrow. Two connected pass pawns, right? So, because I think we take this pawn, of course, move the king and support. Okay, so you go here, sure, I take here. And then this is his way of trying to play for a win. His opponent has defended quite well, didn't really miss many opportunities, and so this is his way. Okay, Ryan has won the game after queen f7. So basically, this game I really liked how Rose played in the beginning in the opening. She came up with this beautiful knight d5 idea. After knight b5, she took, and she had quite a bit of pressure in the center. And it was here that I was not really fond of her decision of going c4. I felt that black needs to try to activate that knight on a better location. And after this, though, I think there were probably some other moments. I felt that it was difficult for black to really get back into the game. Even like that a6 eventually gave white more than enough activity. So she probably should have stayed and waited. But after this, I thought she's getting something. If she had the chance to go b4, b3 maybe, but she didn't really get the chance to do that. And eventually got outplayed by her opponent who utilized the b file for activity and then combined it with the kingside attack. So the two remaining games are these ones, the Grandmaster Mitkov versus Theodore Slade and Ludwig, who has had an extra piece for quite some time now, just needs to make sure, his king is safe and just kind of trade slowly pieces towards for a draw. Staying on with this game here, I think it's going to be interesting to see whether black manages to outplay. Bishop g2 is actually nice to stop knight e4. I think Sebas did mention that. I thought we could take an a5, which should be fine, but... Okay, so now black doesn't have many... Oh, well, actually, maybe we do have two choices. I thought just a4. Sorry, but maybe we can also go bishop e6, so when you take, we take in a2. But okay, the more pawns we trade, the closer we get to a drawing endgame. Okay, a4 was played. Should we go knight b6 with white? To try to kind of force things? Knight b6 maybe? Yeah, knight b6. Bishop a6. Ah, maybe that was a bit too soon. Because maybe we don't play that. It's not easy. Theodore has played well. Not easy to win against him. Yes, this game did end in a draw. The result finally showed. So we got 2 draws. Ryan Albergi won his game. Zhu Chao won his game. And we have 2 remaining games. One very likely will end in a draw, this one. And this one is going to be a win for John Ludwig. I don't even know if black can still come up with any ways to improve this position. Okay, king d2, bishop e6. Knight b6. If we play a3, I think c4 maybe? Seems fine. Takes. I wish there was a way to restrict this knight to dominate it with the bishop, but it is on a light square, so you can't really do that. If it was a dark square, then yeah, you could try to find a way to put your bishop central and restricted, but it is on a light square, so which means no domination against that knight. At least not right now. a3 bishop d5 is a line? Wait, after knight b6? Ooh. Trying to get into a knight endgame, are we? Haha, maybe White is playing for a win too. Who says you cannot play for a win? Oh. Yeah, okay. Well, he avoided it. He played here. He played this. He played this. I don't like that. I don't know why. I just don't like it. Why aren't you playing knight b6 and take? Just be done. Just be done with it. No! This is winning for... I think this is winning for black because if you take the knight, I think I take in c4 takes 6 here. Here? Here. Wait. No, but I can... I think this is winning. Bishop takes f3. Wait, bishop takes f3, pawn takes f3. You need to move the knight, and when you move the knight, you lose a2. Wait, did he just blunder? Okay, Ludwig has won his game. So we only have this one remaining. Knight f3 is a killer, restricting knight e1. You can't even touch the king. You can't move the king. Knight e3, knight e3. Can you play knight e3? But then, okay, knight e1, I take your bishop, I take knight e2. I'll be up a pawn. Okay, that's the wrong corner bishop, but will you be able to give up your knight for f and g? I don't know. Bishop h1? Bishop h1, bishop d5. Yeah, bishop d5, yeah. I didn't even know. It was just like... I thought this game will finish in a draw. See, I should never call it. I should never call it a draw. Well, in that case, we'll have a different kind of pairing, probably. Like, yeah, Ludwig. Yeah, Ludwig probably will play Zhuzhan Chao, and Grandmaster Nicola would play against Ryan Umberger. So that's gonna be an interesting matchup for the final round. I don't see how you can save yourself here after knight f3. You're losing a pawn. You're losing the a2 pawn, no matter what you do, that I can see. So this endgame, like, I was thinking this would work, right? Because if you take, I go knight d2, and then, you know, you take, I take, but I think this king and pawn endgame is winning. I think. I'm not 100% sure. We need to double check it. Right? It should be winning for black. Yeah, it's a G pawn. It's winning by 1 tempo, right? Did you guys follow my line? Okay, let's just play it out. So I said king e5, king e3, king d5, king f3, king c4, king here, takes here, 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 here. Somewhere I actually said king b1, but maybe king b3. It doesn't matter. Yeah, by 1 tempo. Oh, come on. Yeah, 1 tempo. This is a G pawn and it's winning. By 1 tempo. That is crazy. '93. Maybe 93. Maybe check king somewhere. I don't know where's the best place for it. Maybe we should go like up here to try to go to that. But we need to have the king close enough because this is a wrong corner bishop. But we don't have time to go here and take us. I think he can... Actually, he can defend it with the bishop. And then maybe we can do... then we have this entrance. I don't see any other moves for white. Let's see this line Seba said. There's this. Threatening knight, knight discover check again, 95 or 91. I don't understand why he's probably really upset for not going knight b6 to take the pawn. I mean, it seemed like that was it, right? Like in that position. We said c4 or bishop d5 also. I liked your idea. I mean, you still have to calculate though. I don't know what though, because this comes in with check. Oh, maybe this is not safe. Wait, this just comes in with tempo, so you go f5, so I go here. Oh, sorry, oops, I just blundered. I should not give g3. Maybe this is also not so easy. Oh, wait, I have this check. I think, right? I don't let you enter. Maybe you can get a draw like that. Okay, bishop h1 was played. So we're anticipating bishop d5 here. That looked like a really nice idea that Seba suggested earlier. Yeah, he probably thought if he gets his king to d4, he will stop black's king from advancing. And knight f3 is never possible. He probably thought, okay, he takes a knight d2 or something. So he just probably forgot to think that that is even an option. Because those pawns were gonna be traded anyways. Maybe he just felt like... I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes our evaluation changes so much that sometimes, like if we play the entire game for trying to get some advantage and we don't, and we suddenly feel like we have something, like we can easily misunderstand what exactly we have or don't have in a position. It's happened to me so many times, you know, like, yeah. Yeah, this is tough. Okay, is Grandmaster Mitkov gonna find Bishop d5 here? Because, okay, taking his c4. Oh! What? He didn't find it? No, wait. Is he possibly gonna lose too? Ah, who's better? The knight or the bishop? Bishop d5 was so cute. Bishop d5 was so nice. There's no move. Because you're threatening, like, discover checks and win the bishop. Wait a second, are we back to getting a draw? Because now he's going for knight f1, knight g3, but I don't know. So this, who is faster now? Oh my goodness. I thought we'll be done soon, but hey, this game will be lasting quite a bit longer, actually. Okay, black will try knight e4 or something, but we can try to support our pawn, right? Maybe not b5, because that pawn might promote the I don't know. I guess you still have to be careful, though. You have to go king b4. King, what is he thinking about? That's the only chance, I think, for counterplay. If you go on this side, maybe this works too. Do we have time for a3 takes bishop c6? I guess he should be thinking then, and trying to get it with the bishop. And now the king is coming in to stop that pawn. Okay, so he has two options after knight d2. So he has to calculate on. I don't know how much you can calculate. This is more of an intuition. I'm making the moves on the board, so it makes things easier for us. But when you're there on the board, especially after you've played for how many hours? Because they started at 10:30, so now it's 2:12. It's been almost 4 hours since they started. Yeah, you may want to try to calculate as fast as you can, because time-wise you're getting to play a blitz. So at this point you play based on intuition. Do you feel like you want to go for the defense? Did he even realize that bishop d5 was lost? Maybe he didn't even realize that he was lost. If he didn't realize, something like that can affect you so much. If you think you messed up and you're lost and you're safe, a lot of things can happen to your mindset. You could be like, oh, thank goodness, and feel too relaxed and play too relaxed and mess up again. Or you can just suddenly get back your focus, lock in and be ready to calculate. I mean, you only have a few minutes, so I don't know which one I would choose. Bishop b4 or bishop king d3. King d3 looks like it will give white more chances to have the king closer to the pawns and stop them. So probably I would go for king d3 here, because I wouldn't have enough time to calculate bishop b4. There's just too little time. I think it might be a draw. That's why I say endgames are hard. So little pieces and yet one bad move. You switch from dead draw to dead loss, yeah. Or the other way around. But okay, that's only after the game that you'll realize that, like, your computer is gonna tell you what you missed, what you didn't miss, all those things. Okay, so he went king b5, okay. Anticipating knight f1. I don't think a3. Yeah, knight f1, king takes a4. Knight takes g3. Bishop somewhere. And king e5. Has to happen, I mean. Oh, he did not take the pawn. He went for c4 directly. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. Okay, so now let's see. Can he give up the bishop? Probably not, right? Because... Wait, I don't think I can go there because this... This black should be winning this. So you need to move the bishop. But this knight can easily stop that pawn. I don't know if it was wise to make that decision. I don't know where you would move it. D5 maybe? Or because G2 will be in the way of the F pawn. I'm thinking D5 because if I put in B7 when I push C6, I'm blocking on my bishop. G2, okay. Okay, we need to move this king away to go F5. Because now F3 will come in with tempo, so... Where do we move the king? E7 or E5? E5, okay. Makes sense. Get closer to this pawn somehow. So if we see C5, I think... Ah, no, we don't have time for that, do we? But I can't support it, can I? Alright, thanks, Sebas. Maybe I'll see you later. Maybe I'll see you later today. There's one more round starting at 3:30, 3:45-ish. Have a great rest of your Sunday if I don't see you, and hopefully don't forget to join in other days. There will be streams in the evenings. And Super Nationals next weekend. Okay, this gets a bit messy. Ah, he didn't go F5. Okay, this is actually nicer. This is getting ready to stop the pawn earlier. Actually, I like that. You go here. I check you. And then I stopped it, and then I go here, here, here. You can't stop me. And be aware you cannot go king c4 to go back to the pawn now, because knight e3 is a check bishop. So, what you gonna do? Do we have time to take an a4? c6, knight d6, definitely. f5, f4, f3 cannot be stopped. The knight will be sacked for that pawn. Can't even support it. c6 was played. Okay, knight d6 very likely will be played too, I think. Or king d6 can... No, knight d6 is just knight d6. Knight d6 also stops the king from trying to come back in front of those pawns. I don't think knight e3 is an option because of c7, so it's one of those two moves. Or knight e7 also could be a placement for the knight. But d6 is a bit more active. It also controls b7, which will stop the king from getting there to support the pawn. That's why I think d6 is probably the place to be. Oh, he went to e7. Okay. I see. Interesting decision. Maybe that works too. Maybe he wants to have this option in mind to take also. Or maybe he wants after c7 king d6 to try to grab the pawn. Could that be the thing? Maybe that's what he's thinking. He's trying to be safe to make sure he doesn't miss things. It's been a long game. Early morning, started in the morning, right? It's been 4 hours almost since they started. So maybe he's thinking, okay, let me be cautious and not blunder something. So now if white takes in a4, we go f5. Okay, c7. So what was his plan? Was it f5 or king d6? No, f5. Do we have time for this? I don't think so. If we go f5, I think it's gonna be a draw. Because this bishop can't stop to... Oh, wait, I have g3. Oops, I forgot about that. Well, I have this. No, this should be winning, so I don't know. Wait. Is there a draw? Or not? It looks like this actually happens. I'm assuming... But why didn't... I thought this was the idea. Just grab the pawn first. Maybe white has time, I don't know, to come back with the king. Okay, this is scary. I don't know what's happening. f4. So c8 does not work, I just realized, because we have g3. Like, originally I thought, wait, if we play f4, they take and they even win because there's still these pawns here, right? Because they take here, and white is winning. But we can play g3, of course, threatening g2. Bishop h3 doesn't work because f3, g2. So you have to stop the pawns this way. And now we get our king, I think, right on time. So if you take, I go here, and you don't really, like, have enough time to stop these, like, right? g2, g1. Is there any other way for white to try to draw here after bishop, after f4? What about king c5 or king c4? King c4 maybe. I feel like king c4 could hold because I'm not letting you go there. So now I'm actually threatening to promote and win your knight. So if you play f3, I want to bring in my king. You don't have time. Don't think you have time. King f4? You have to come here. I think this is a draw again. g3, king e1. I'm blocking you, and I'm threatening to win your knight. I think it's a draw again, guys. What about if we start with g3, but then we don't have f3? Or do we have time to start with king d4? Because the idea is if you this, and then we push. Okay, so we might start with king d4 here. Oh no, he played f4. So I think king c4, I need to double check it because at this point I don't know if I'm seeing this clearly. King c4! King c4! Yes! King c4 is drawing. According to the engine. Uh-oh. He found it! Oh my god. Oh my god. Are we gonna see a draw actually here? King c4. You thought I was gonna take your pawn in a4. No, 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 I'm coming back to stop you. Okay, they're going on the line that we saw, king d2. King g2, king g3. Oh, king e1, king g2, king g1. King g3, I think only moved, right? To try to win. Wait, king g3, right? King g3, how is white drawing there after king g3? Because king e1, I go king g2, king g1. You're gonna go king e3 to attract me to go f2, then you go king e2. Okay, king e3 I think is the drawing move. Not to play king e1, then you lose. We need to stop black from going king f2 in my opinion. So king e3. I don't have them yet. I have them only for the open. I'll show them after this is this game is actually I can show it right now. One moment. These were the standings. Let's just change the scene. These were the standings. I'm not sure if it's available or not. That's why they didn't tell me if it's... Yeah, it's a PDF. So this was before the game, but like Eric lost to Ludwig, and then Zhu Zhangchao won, Ryan Ambergy won, Brezish drew against the other Grandmaster, Gabriel Flom, and then we still have this game, and Rose lost to Ambergy, so this is the thing. Sure thing. Sure thing. King e3 was played. King e3 was found. Oh my goodness. So the win that I was saying is here. King e1 allows king g2, and then this, and then f2, f1, and we're winning. But king e3 should draw now, because knight f5, I think you can just go to the side. And then this, probably, maybe this. Theodore has played well. I think his UCF is pretty high, actually. Theodore's UCF is pretty high. Okay, this line actually happened. This line actually happened. Okay. Knight d6. But anyways, knight d6 doesn't threaten the bishop, so we can just come back. So this game will end in a draw. It's kind of... Oh my god. It's been on and, like... It seemed that black was gonna win a few times, but unfortunately for Grandmaster Nicola, that's not happening today. I gotta go king e3. I don't know if you can improve in any way with black somehow, like put him in zugzwang somehow. Because you always have, you have that a3 extra tempo, so like when they come here, I wonder if you can just do this if it matters, but I don't think it will. I don't think it does. I think black's kind of stuck here, cannot really make progress. Yeah, king e3 was played. There's no progress you can actually make in this position. Like, you're just kind of stuck. You have to figure things out here. Yeah, it's probably gonna hurt. This draw is gonna hurt because he played like it was an equal position for most of the time, then suddenly he was winning. He had 2 or 3 chances to win. Okay, he gives the move, but now, I don't know, just stay with the bishop. Just bishop a6 or something. No, not a6. Not a6! No! I just said a blunder. He made it. Oh my god. Oh my god, no, the bishop had to stay on the diagonal to cover g2. Oh my god, black is winning again, guys. Black is winning now. Oh, I jinxed him. I jinxed him. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Theodore. I didn't mean to do that. The bishop has to stay on this diagonal. Because now if you play f2, the bishop controls, so you can go king e2. But with the bishop in a6, the way he played it, wait, here, sorry, after bishop a6, if I go f2, you cannot go king e2 because then I have king g2 and then you can't stop it. Oh no. Oh my god. What? No, what are you doing? Nicole, what are you doing? That's not the move. Just play f2. Come on, f2. You get king g2, king g1. Impossible to stop. What? 97. Wait. Oh, maybe that's still winning. Sorry. I was just like... Okay, wait. I think it's still winning, right? It's f2? Oh, okay. He's utilizing this trick. Okay, he utilized this trick. Okay, fine. Fine, he's gonna win with this trick. Okay, now I see it. Yeah, this happened. Okay, so once he wins that pawn, the game is over. Oh, wow, this is... if I were playing this, I think I would get a heart attack or something. I don't know, this is... scary. This is definitely super scary. I don't know, guys. This was a very... like slow round, kind of. It seemed that not much was happening. Some draws, like pretty, the blunders that were made, the mistakes were made, but now it's just game over. Knight d5, and yeah, knight is nothing that can happen at this point. I think we're gonna see a resignation shortly, because once you lose that pawn, there's no way you stop the f and g pawns. The knight just comes back and white has no counterplay. Oh my goodness. I think he just didn't realize. He knew he has to stop the f-pawn, but he totally forgot that this knight is coming in. Yeah. This is crazy. Okay, the time, of course, is an important factor too. But this was so on and off. Next round, by the way, guys, is going to be at 4:30. So the players actually get less than an hour to rest. Maybe these two players will be allowed a bit more because the game lasted so long. But the round is supposed to start at 3. Did I say 4? No, 3:30. So that's in about an hour. I'll be live around 3:45 or so. Try to get a bit of lunch myself, and then we should be coming back. There's not much. I mean, okay, he might end up just playing some moves, but I think at this point, once you realize you messed up, you should probably take some time, because you have another round in less than an hour. Is he still gonna play? I mean, there's not much to do here for white. Okay, I'll wait. Okay. This is okay, knight b4. f2 look clear. Well, I like that idea. I think it was a bit faster, but I mean, he can do it anytime. I mean, even now, if he wants to be fancy, can he do it? Can he be fancy and play here? I think so, right? Because if you go king e2, I go knight e3. Yeah, he did it. He did it. He played f2. Yeah. He could have gone for the a pawn, but this is just much faster. You cannot stop the pawn. Okay, knight e3. GG. Or knight c3. Whatever. Which one does he prefer? He can also go here. He went for e3. Yeah, knight e3. Promotion, and it's game over. Wow, what an intense round. I certainly hope you guys enjoyed the commentary, and I would love to see you back here in about an hour or so. I hope if you're not going to be here, I hope you certainly will have followed the channel so that you stay notified when I go live. My next stream, so it's today at 3:30, and then tomorrow, usually in the evenings, I plan on streaming for this month. I'm going to do 2 morning commentaries for another streamer who's playing in Europe, Tuesday and Wednesday, and then on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday next week, I'll be doing commentary for the Super Nationals. So definitely stay tuned for that. Don't forget to follow to see when I go live. And I'm going to send you to Lile as a raid. Hopefully you enjoy her stream. And see you guys very, very soon. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. Why does this not work?